Okay, so today we're looking at a CV that's more like
A tech chronicle.
yeah, exactly. Antonio Montano, almost 30 years of like diving into new tech.
Yeah, you don't see this very often.
From huge
Yeah.
companies, finance, energy, like you name it, it's probably on there.
It's pretty mind-blowing, honestly. Like, how many people do you know who can say they've, like, optimized racing boat dynamics and
Yeah.
then, like, pivot to leading a digital transformation for a business school?
Yeah, it's wild. This isn't just someone who gets tech, it's someone who like sees its potential everywhere.
That's the thing. Exactly.
And he's been riding that wave since what, 96?
96, that's right.
And starting out as a software developer,
Yeah.
not super flashy,
Right.
but it seems like that's like the foundation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing about having that really deep understanding of software is like this secret decoder ring for any tech challenge you throw at them.
Oh,
Like,
totally.
take his time at Nisses. Remember them?
Vaguely.
Biometric tech startup way back when.
Okay. Yeah.
He was COO. And get this, they were already aiming for proactive identification by like combining all these different biometric data streams.
Oh!
Talk about ahead of the curve.
Hold on, Morpheus. They had like real-time face recognition back then.
That's right. That was their demo.
Okay, yeah, now we're talking. This is why you called him a tech visionary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and here's where it gets really interesting. You see this pattern with Montano, where he's not just pushing the boundaries of what's possible with tech, but he's also got this like academic side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy's published research in some pretty major journals.
What?
Not just on facial recognition, but on things like, get this, the dynamics of racing boats
Mm-hmm.
and using salt tectonics for oil exploration.
Okay, wait, from face scanning to salt tectonics, that's quite a leap.
Right. But that's Montano for you.
Mm.
He's not just jumping from one thing to the next. He's connecting the dots.
Yeah.
He's seeing these patterns and applying what he knows across totally different fields.
Okay, so we've got software whiz, tech entrepreneur, and published researcher. I'm impressed. But I gotta ask fractional CTO, what's that all about?
Okay, so picture this. You're a company, maybe a startup,
Okay.
and you desperately need someone, with serious tech chops. But you're not quite ready to hire a full-time CTO.
Gotcha.
Enter the fractional CTO.
Yeah.
Someone like Montano who can swoop in, bring all that experience to the table, and help steer the ship.
So it's like having a tech superhero on speed dial. You get the brains, but none of the overhead.
Exactly. And for someone like Montano, it's the perfect way to, apply his expertise across a bunch of different industries and see all these different challenges. He gets to be the problem solver, the tech whisperer.
And he did this for 13 years. At 4M4, right. That's not exactly a side hustle.
Oh, no, he was deeply involved in helping companies make those, make or break tech decisions, like Betong Kablo Spa, for example.
Yeah, what did he do there?
They brought him in to oversee this massive migration of their legacy software to the cloud. Oh, and on top of that, he helped them implement a whole new ERP system at the same time.
Wow, talk about trial by fire.
And that's just one example. And there's Sonoma Italia Spa,
Yeah.
where they needed him to assess their entire information system for a corporate carve-out.
Okay, time for a quick translation for those of us who don't speak fluent corporate. What does that even mean?
Basically, imagine trying to untangle a giant plate of spaghetti where each strand is a piece of critical data. That's a corporate carve-out. And Montano had to figure out how to cleanly separate what they needed.
Sounds like you need more than just tech skills for that.
Oh, absolutely. It takes someone who can not only understand the tech, but the business strategy, the legal implications, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards.
And that's what sets him apart.
Okay, so he's got the corporate world figured out, but then there's Utilitas Spa, designing a blockchain-based platform for IoT devices back in, 2015? It's like he's got a sixth sense for where tech is going before it gets there.
He's a trendsetter for sure. Speaking of trends, let's talk about Muffin, this fintech startup trying to change the game for project financing.
Hmm.
Montano was only their CTO for like 7 months. But in that time, he managed to build this ridiculously impressive tech stack.
Like what?
Serverless architecture on AWS, React for the front end. He even got into some machine learning with PyTorch.
Whoa, hold on. He implemented all of that in 7 months.
It's not even just about the speed.
Hmm?
He built Muffin's tech foundation for the long haul, thinking about scalability, cost efficiency, the whole 9 yards.
Smart.
The fact that he delivered that first release on time and on budget, that says a lot about his project management skills.
Okay, so we've got the tech vision, the execution skills. He can adapt to any industry. Is there anything this guy can't do?
Well, on top of all that, it seems like Montano's also really passionate about sharing what he's learned. The guy's a software engineering
Oh,
instructor.
wow.
And not just your typical, learn to code stuff. We're talking algorithms,
Yeah.
agile methodologies.
Really?
He even taught a course on Python for building information modeling and enterprise innovation. Like, he's really trying to pass on that tech visionary mindset.
I was like, he's not just teaching people how to code, but how to think like him, right?
Yeah, to see those opportunities that other people might miss.
Totally.
And that's what makes his time at 24 Orrery Business School so interesting. You've got this very traditional business school trying to figure out the whole digital world.
Right.
And Montano comes in as CTO/CIO to, like, guide them through it.
A complete overhaul.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he pulls this off during a pandemic. Okay, now I'm convinced he's got a time machine hidden somewhere. But seriously, doubling their revenue, tripling their customer base while the world's falling apart, that's leadership.
Oh, for sure. It takes a certain kind of person to see a crisis and not just, freak out, but to actually see it as a chance to rethink everything and come out stronger.
And you can't do that alone, right?
No way. You got to be able to build a team.
Which he's done a lot of, right? Looking at a CV.
Oh, yeah, over and over again. We've seen him manage all kinds of teams, big, small, in-house, outsourced. The guy's done it all.
It's a whole other skill set, though, right? Leading a team. Like, it's one thing to have the tech vision, but it's another thing entirely to get everyone on board with it.
You got it. It's about communication, inspiring people, getting them excited about the vision, and that's where his experience at Unitrading Energy Spa really stands out.
What was he doing there?
Started as just an executive advisor,
Okay.
helped them build this energy commodity trading firm from the ground up.
Wow. Okay.
And then, get this, he gets invited to join the board as VP of Operations and Technology.
Hold on. From advisor to board member. Talk about a promotion. That tells you something, though, right? He's not just talking the talk. He's delivering results.
Big time. Like, they acquired this energy retail company with something like 80,000 customers.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a logistical nightmare. But Montano navigated it like a pro, led the adoption of AWS cloud services, implemented Agile and DevOps for his teams, integrated this state-of-the-art ERP system. He basically dragged their entire operation into the 21st century.
Took a company stuck in the Stone Age and launched them straight into the future. And with a rapidly growing customer base, too.
And then you've got his work at Objectway Financial Software.
Yeah, what was he up to there?
This shows he's not afraid to tackle those really complex, behind-the-scenes transformations that most people wouldn't even know where to start.
Like what?
He led the charge to transition their software products from COTS-based to services.
Okay, I'm going to need a little help with that one. What does that even mean?
So imagine you're building a house, right?
Yeah.
And you can either buy those pre-made walls and windows,
Yeah.
or you can have everything custom built just for you.
Yep.
That's basically the difference. Montano saw that Objectway would be way more agile, more responsive to what their clients needed if they moved away from those prepackaged solutions and built their own custom software services.
So he's turning them into, like, the bespoke tailor of financial software.
Exactly. But it's not just about the tech. He was also responsible for merging 2 entire companies into Objectway. Imagine the headaches.
That's got to be like herding cats.
Mergers and acquisitions are always tough, but his experience clearly helped make it smoother.
Experience speaks volumes, for sure.
Speaking of which, Enerventi SPA. Back in 2010, when solar panels were still pretty new, he co-founds this whole company around them.
Wait, 2010? This guy was ahead of the curve on renewable energy, too. What were they doing at Enerventi?
They were creating a whole new way of thinking about energy. Picture this. They'd put solar panels on your roof for free.
For free?
Yeah, and you'd get a discount on your power bills for, like, the next 20 years.
Okay, even by today's standards, that sounds too good to be true. How did they make the money work?
Montana's the secret sauce. He built this entire web-based system to monitor the solar panels, track the energy they were producing, even calculate those customer discounts based on their usage every single day. Billing system, CRM, even a whole work order system using IBM Maximo. He built the entire tech infrastructure to make this crazy idea work.
He's like the 5-star chef of the tech world, whipping up these incredible things that seem simple on the surface, but, there's this whole world of complexity underneath.
And he's been doing it for decades across all these different fields.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, but we're not quite done yet, right? There's one more experience on his resume that I think really brings everything together.
Oh, yeah. His time as CTO and CIO at Glorious Crew.
Glorious Crew, okay.
Yeah.
Glorious Crew, okay. Real estate isn't exactly known for, being on the cutting edge of tech.
Right.
So what's Montano doing in that world?
That's the thing you got to remember about someone like him. They don't see limitations. They see potential. Any industry, even ones that seem, I don't know, kind of stuck in their ways. And Glorious Crew, they're not your typical real estate company.
Yeah, no kidding. We're not talking about putting listings online and calling it a day. They've got portals for augmented reality video tours, online booking for short-term rentals. This is next level stuff.
Right. And Montano, he brought that vision, that understanding that to really stand out, you got to leverage tech in a way that actually benefits everybody.
Not just tech for tech's sake, but tech with a purpose.
Exactly.
And those AR portals, that's a perfect example. Being able to virtually step inside a property from anywhere in the world, that changes everything.
Totally. It's about the experience, not just the transaction.
For sure.
And the fact that they built those portals on AWS, that tells you Montano wasn't afraid to go all in on the cloud.
Yeah, he's not afraid of anything. No fear.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the, I don't know, the one big takeaway you hope people remember about Antonio Montano?
It's easy to focus on the specifics.
Right.
All the different technologies, the impressive job titles.
Yeah, the guy's done it all.
But to me, what really matters is that commitment to learning and adapting.
Okay.
Never getting comfortable, always willing to jump into something new, figure it out as he goes.
He's like a tech chameleon.
In a world that's changing as fast as ours, that's what it takes.
That adaptability, yeah, it's everything. It's like he's always one step ahead.
Yeah?
Or maybe 10 steps.
Maybe he's got that time machine figured out.
Maybe he does. So here's a final thought for everyone listening. What if we all approached our lives, our careers, with that same kind of curiosity? That willingness to embrace the unknown, just imagine what we could achieve.